Hello and welcome to the
I can't even be
Back
fucked
Podcast.
interrupting you this week.
It's episode 128.
You've now tripped me up so many times that I'm actually confused as to what number it actually is.
It's 126. Oh no, there's a missing episode, so it's 127.
It's the one after the last one.
Which is 127.
So it's 127.
No, but we mentioned 127 the last time,
Uh-huh.
so surely this is 128.
But there is a missing episode. Does that make it 129?
No.
Right.
The missing episode was counted.
Right.
Was counted?
Yeah.
Have you went back through every one and just checked which number we've introduced it as?
No.
Cool.
When we did the one after the missing one, it went up 2 numbers.
Okay, so we're in 125 now?
It's still 127.
Right, okay, 128.
Check the cans. See when you go back to the library in the vault and
Yeah.
you're going through just open up the cans and make sure they're there. Like we fucking
See, when we go
stock
back that far, they're a bit cobwebby, so I don't really want to...
take. They're flammable.
Yeah. I keep them in a lock-up just by the school art,
Mm-hmm.
just for extra safety.
Yeah. I knew you were keeping a holding on for the Nazi Film Festival.
So I'm Gary Black, and joining me this week is Chris Conroy.
Everybody feels just hot and heavy this week with that. Am I breathing in all right?
Yeah, I think it's your
How do you normally breathe
smoke. I think you've smoked up the room.
That's just fucking blatant blaming.
in? It's Gary propaganda.
As
Trying to turn
And-
people on Conroy already.
And John Walker.
Hi. I sound fine. I don't sound smoky, did you say?
no,
Cool.
Humid, do you?
no, I just mean that it sounds a bit boomy.
Or the actual volume?
Aye,
I thought you meant you personally.
no,
No, that's the best it's sounded for the whole previous 120 episodes.
yeah. Welcome to episode number 129.
I'm Gary Black.
We've got 2.
That fucking dragged on, didn't it?
I'll never get bored of introducing it like that, no.
Certainly the most complicated way to do it. I'm massively underprepared to tell you about our 2 new...
Gary, why have we got new golden handles on the doors and why is there a golden toilet?
Because we've had 2 patrons sign up in the 1 week.
I fucking looked at the door handle.
So first of all, thank you to Sean Byrne
Thanks,
for signing up.
Sean.
And then thank you. I'm still not sure whether it's a fake name or we're being conned somehow.
Okay.
Is Jamie with 2 eyes still Jamie, or is it Jimmy
It depends on the surname.
Harrison?
It was Jamie.
Thank you very much.
And get in contact with the correct pronunciation.
And to prove that you exist.
Yeah.
Thanks
very much. We really, really appreciate it.
it.
We do. If you would
Because
like...
Gary's in a really tight hole.
It turns out I have 0 marketable skills.
Aye. Marketing being one of them.
And that roadie storage space isn't
Why
cheap.
don't you just taunt yourself out in this and go, listen, if anybody's got any job opportunities for a guy that's produced 127 podcasts, at least.
Coyness and West of Scotland, bashful humility.
Coyness? Or is that what you're saying, coyness?
Yeah.
I thought that was like a company that he was aware of. West of Scotland and Coyness have been in touch.
If you would like to look more popular in your work,
I'm going cheap.
may I suggest Gary Black as an employee? He will do anything. No, he'll do nothing.
That was horrible.
He'll do nothing. Wouldn't he?
Do anything.
What was that? I'll do anything for. What was that?
From Oliver?
Oh, what was
Meatloaf, mate.
I'll do anything for my. It was that a sweet.
Kids will do anything for Dairy Lee.
Kids will do anything for Dairy Lee. Another fucking Epstein reference. We're not talking about that this week. Right. Thanks very much, patrons. We really appreciate it.
We do.
Who's dead?
Ben Unwin, Australian actor extraordinaire.
It's not really dead, it's just a plot. We talked about this before we started.
Is he dead or is the character dead?
Just the character, he's definitely still alive.
Okay.
That's why there's no suspicious circumstances.
He's been Epsteined.
Yeah, because the police got called to the home and away set, and they were like, "Look, is he dead?" And they're like, "No, it's just the character."
It's very similar to what my dad has in his gravestone. To live on in the arse end of Channel 5 is to truly never ever die.
If you'd said to me yesterday that Home and Away was still going, I would have been surprised.
Right, there's my question. Why did Home and Away stop being on Channel 3? Did it stop and then got started up again? Or did it just come off of UK TV?
I think UK TV just stopped buying it.
Because they'd Hollyoaks, so they had their version?
No, because similar to... See if it's costing them... Right, we're just taking arbitrary, made-up figures, right? See if it's costing them $100,000 a year to license Home and Away, show it twice a day, and it costs them $50,000 a day. You put on a Jeremy Kyle style, pay nobody. They'll put on the cheapest phone in, repeat they can.
Yeah, Home and Away is not argumentative enough.
Do you think it
doesn't generate social media?
As soon as advertisers drop out, that's it. It's not viable.
Next, we'll be finding out Sons and Daughters is still going.
Was there ever a need for Neighbours and Home and Away?
Yeah.
Two Australian soaps to be on our TV?
Yeah, because it was different channels competing.
Yeah,
like EastEnders and Coronation Street, Mars Bars and Snickers,
yeah, but
Right Garden Sure.
Mars Bars and Snickers are not competitors.
But even when we were...
but that is, it's the carpet salesman going, we'll get them one way or the other.
That's true. Yeah, okay.
But were they good at competition? Because even when we were talking before this, I definitely got Neighbours and Home and Away characters mixed up. It just feels like in like the 90s and stuff, there was always things that you went, which one's which? Like, I couldn't tell you what... I know Pierce Brosnan was in one, but I couldn't tell you whether it was Volcano or Dante's Peak.
Dante's Peak.
You sure?
And Volcano. Dante's Volcano. Do you know what? Neighbours was unmissable. Home and Away, 50-50.
It was so unmissable they had to put it on twice a day.
Yeah. And that was, see, at high school, even primary school when Neighbours started doing it, see if you had a day where you seen Neighbours twice, they used to do it. They started showing the same episode twice in the same day.
Yeah.
But the way they used to do it was the lunchtime show. The lunchtime show. See if there was one on at 6 o'clock on Monday night. They would repeat it at 12 o'clock on the Tuesday.
Right, okay.
But then they started lining them up so it was the same episode twice in a day.
Yeah.
Do you think that's why unemployment rose, so people could see it before?
The quality of the telly was so hot. I remember him as a character in it. He's got a touch of the Jesse Pinkman.
And his character name was also Jesse.
As well.
That's what he looks like as well.
I spoke to my wife and Di about this, and I pointed it out. You know how I like to waste celebrities and tropes and sort of things that's going to happen on TV, and he's a classic example of what happens in a soap.
Mm-hmm.
When you introduce a soap character, the vast majority of the time you need to introduce them as a baddie. And then the story arc, if they're going to be a long-term person in the soap, you need to turn them into a heart of gold type character.
Yeah.
Sort of, they did this with Ben Unwin's character, Minty. Minty was an enforcer, bouncer type moneylender guy, like a dark associate of the Mitchell brothers. Now fucking look at him.
It's classic Undertaker.
Is it?
Yeah, WWE.
Comes in as a
Undertaker
baddie.
was a baddie for ages and then was just this good.
If you want a character to make an impact, they need to be an utter scumbag when they show up. So, next time you see somebody coming on a soap, or a programme, well, probably a soap, that you like, just watch how they enter it. And if they're really, really bad, if there's any longevity, 3 months down the line, they'll be trying to raise money for a bombed out school.
When was the last time you watched a soap?
1998.
2004. I used to watch Hollyoaks quite a lot. I will not apologise.
That soap? Yeah, I suppose it is.
Yeah.
I think the last one I was invested in was the Bill storyline featuring Don Beach. It was just a great storyline. And me and my dad kept up with it. We were phoning one another going, what's Don been up to? He's a fucking bad boy, isn't he? Don Beach is a bad boy. I can't remember the last I'd be invested in one.
It's funny because I feel like, knowing how the internet now is, I feel like newspapers were always, or the soap opera magazines were always trying to feed out what people's opinions were on something.
Mhm.
And now that I'm thinking of the BBC's money towards Neighbours, it must have been on seeing whether there was enough demand to keep paying for it. Because it was like, there was always a story about they were going to just have like a plane crash on Ramsay Street. Or was it Ramsay Street?
It was always Emmerdale, mate. Emmerdale, how many planes have crashed in that village?
And that's how they would write off paying for it to go, oh, well, unfortunately, a big disaster on the street. And
See, Emmerdale used to be on once a week, right?
is that all?
And it was called Emmerdale Farm.
Mhm.
And it was strictly about farming. A guy would pull up to the farm. One of the Sugdens would pull up and he'd say, "We've lost one of the sheep." I'd be out for 30 minutes around a kitchen table. The worry about this sheep going missing. But I always put Emmerdale up in competition with something like Brookside. I don't think Emmerdale has the weight of a Coronation Street or a EastEnders.
Isn't that just due to longevity?
Yeah.
It's like us with this podcast. We've seen off a lot of podcasts.
Fucking Rogan doesn't even talk to us anymore.
That's because he never took that break.
Anton Rogan.
So Ben Unwin.
R.I.P. Too young. Another young Australian life lost to the city.
In a less joyful note, Larry Taylor died, the bassist of Canned Heat.
I was trying to explain it to Gary. When I come in,
Is that why it was being played?
he's like, "Who Canned Heat?" I was like,
It's a good impression of me. Spot on.
Yep.
I'm Gary Beck. Who's Canned Heat?
More upbeat than normal, but okay.
That's my holiday song. Going up country. See, as soon as that's on, that's holiday time. Have you got like a holiday playlist?
It's just Cortinos all the time. That's not even a joke. That's what I would put on if I was in charge.
How did you feel about missing the Cortinas during the week there?
Not at all. I will not go through to Edinburgh. It's a fucking shithole.
There you have it. R.I.P. Edinburgh.
Larry Taylor was also a session musician in his early career.
I fucking love Canned Heat.
Yeah.
Fucking love Canned Heat.
I wasn't aware you were such a big fan.
You never asked.
No, I would never thought to. So we also played session with the Monkees, Jerry Lee Lewis, and Tom Waits, which is quite the mix of styles.
Yeah, if you're good at the bass, you're good at the bass.
Yeah.
Do you know what? That is a guy that's contributed a decent legacy to my holidays.
Yeah, there's definitely bums that you do that are thanks to him.
Thanks, Larry.
And the third one we have this week is Peter Fonda.
Peter Fonda?
79.
Famously Easy Rider. What else apart from Easy Rider?
310 to Yuma.
Are the original?
Mm-hmm.
Are we counting original movies?
Is he in it?
Yeah.
No, alright, so he's in it.
Aye, the original.
Yeah.
He was the driver.
Jane Fonda's brother.
But I don't know who this guy is.
Peter Fonda.
Easy Rider.
I've not seen that.
How would you explain Easy Rider?
Just like fucking
70s leather jacket motorbike driving
drive
through
about, like, cool.
Arizona desert.
road movie. Dennis Hopper in that?
Yep.
Is he still alive?
I
Dennis
think so.
Hopper?
Yeah.
No, I don't think he
No?
is.
Died at the end of Speed. Oh wait, no, that was just his character.
Are you right. Before you check this, do you think Dennis Hopper's dead?
Dennis Hopper's
I think he's alive.
Dennis Hopper's fucking dead. I get tickets for Canned Heat. They never turned up.
Oh, died 29th of May 2010.
What were we doing?
We were on a break.
We should have had a Dennis Hopper.
It's because John. I knew that because John Gavin had a joke about it. Like about taking it hard when Dennis Hopper died. Aye, or something. Aye, Dennis Hopper's definitely dead.
And so is Peter Fonda.
Well, they'll be riding the motorbikes up in the blah, 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 blah. If they're making a road movie up in heaven, blah, 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 blah.
Did you see this week that we're never going to be able to retire because the pension age is now raised beyond our life expectancy?
If we get any more Patreons like we did this week,
We can retire.
I'll be retiring next week.
Yeah.
That Patreon contribution was so good, I think they thought it was a one-off, by the way.
Well, that's what I'm worried
yeah.
about.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
That's
also.
why I think it's not real.
Let's see how drilled down the T's and C's are. 75, Glasgow, with a male life expectancy of 71. How old's your dad, Gary?
My dad is 63.
How old was your dad when he kicked it?
30.
56, 57?
Show-offs. Look at you, you're a live dad and you've got 26 bonus years.
I know.
Continue with your point, though.
71, like, negative, but be fucking, like, your mum doesn't get like,
Well, my mum's in her phase retirement just now, so she'll retire next year.
no, but I mean, if she loses a partner at 30, or, like, they've done away with a lot of that as well. 75, they can't bring that in. Who was it? China. A woman in China retires at 50,
Yeah.
and a guy retires at 60. And we've put it up to 75.
Well, I was reading this morning that at 65, we already had the highest retirement age in the civilized world. Not the civilized world, the developed world.
I always think
Do you know
life
what?
expectancy is a terrible... it's the only barometer you can use, but it's also a terrible one because of just awful things that happen.
Right. I'm not particularly worried about this.
No, neither am I.
See, and...
Well, but you can pull out your private pensions anytime you want. I know not everyone
Which
has
is a fucking con.
I know not everyone has a private pension, but you can pull out that anytime you want. You don't need to wait till
You could get a lump sum for your state pension and fuck yourself right up. They gave you that option as well, didn't they?
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like I should have been advised better when I was 18 and get my first job.
Yeah, but in the next 5 years, all of our jobs are going to be gone to automation anyway.
Exactly.
But then
see, for us to be some kind of capitalist consumer society, like the way it is just now.
That's why it won't always go away, though, because the people that are inventing the things need people to buy from the things that they're inventing. There will be something new. There has to be.
And it's called universal basic income.
But no, because government's genuinely not going to sign off on that, even though they probably should. But they won't. There'll be a new job. There will be a new... See, if you had told somebody 40 years ago that you would be getting sent out to people's homes to fix their Wi-Fi signal, you'd be like, what the fuck's a Wi-Fi signal?
Right.
And you go, it's a way to get online to talk to everyone. What, you mean like a phone? No, that they're all connected through waves.
Right.
You go, what? I don't understand what you're fucking talking about.
In 10 years' time, 5 years' time, right, they give Glasgow City Council the option of cutting 14,000 jobs because they've got the automation to do it.
But what's the automation? Explain to me what the automation is in that position.
Let's say the people that...
Anybody that answers a phone.
Aye. Let's say that you need your light bulb replaced or there's a pothole.
Yep.
It'll all be done through menus and your call has been logged. It won't be people answering them. Let's say drivers. The first one of the drivers will be, see the guys that's doing Asda, Tesco, Morrison's. They'll just put you straight onto a fucking robot and it'll go to hubs. So it's like let's say, where's the Asda hub? Leeds?
Yeah.
Right? So that's the big sort of main base for Asda in the UK.
Right.
Let's say everything comes out of, like, just for talking sense, right? Everything comes out of the hub. Clothing and everything else comes out this, passes through the hub. Everything will get loaded up at the hub and then it'll just be left at a way off point and dispersed through smaller vehicles. But you see those big straight fucking roads? It'll just be robots going up and down at night, driving the lorries.
Good.
But what do those drivers do for a wage?
Don't know.
Then
The job right now will not exist.
So see the stuff that Asda is transporting with the robots to the satellite cities and the satellite hubs?
Yep.
Who the fuck do they sell that shit to? The guy that they just laid off with no fucking money?
No, what I'm saying
I
is
understand what you're saying,
there will
John.
literally be a job that you don't know that exists that will exist in the future.
What you're saying is based on, rightly,
Proof
saying
for the last 100 years.
All those guys that got laid
Lost
off in
coal mining,
mines, chip building, all
paper
those
factories,
industrial
car factories.
all those men didn't just go on to be unemployed forever, although some of them
Probably
have
did.
done.
Yep.
But when you're talking about things like that, you're talking about industries going, 1,000 people, 2,000 people, 3,000 people. You're talking about it on a scale of call centers becoming redundant. Like industries become like not just one factory here, then one factory there, one factory there. It's whole tranches of tens of thousands of people instantly just like, oh, this technology exists.
Yeah. It's also massively unlikely to come as quick as it is suspecting now.
Do you think so?
Yeah, because Elon Musk is
he's slowed
shiting
up
himself because he's going, the AI is going to be too advanced for the people running it, so we need to pull back on what we're trying to do. But there's the example of one of the biggest businesses that have just developed in America is repairing Teslas, because Tesla...
like every bus stop has behind it a shop that repairs Dysons.
But Tesla are only they're making a lot of cars every week, but they're making too many cars for when there's a problem for them to actually deal with the servicing of the car.
Yeah.
So there's had to be industries that are now trained up out with Tesla that will now offer the service to Tesla. So there's car mechanics that maybe weren't getting a lot of business that have now opened up to specialised treatment for Tesla cars.
John, how much, right? See a diesel or a petrol car.
Yep.
See a Tesla and what will eventually be a fully electric car.
Yep.
The working parts do not merit a mechanic. See the amount of working parts in an electric car compared to a diesel. They're fuck all. There's nothing there.
It's more like a minimum wage component
like,
module out and in.
Right. It's the difference between a kid's quad bike and a Dodgem. Right?
Yeah.
Think of the amount of working parts in both. Now, you'd need a mechanic to look at a quad bike. What do you need to look at a Dodgem?
Yeah. But you need somebody to look at it.
A man with a mullet and an earring.
If you only own a Tesla, you need somebody to look at it, and their waiting times are 7 weeks. So if a car has a problem, it's 7 weeks till it gets seen. Even if it's only going to take 10 seconds to do it,
I think
somebody still has to look at it.
There's an aspect that you're right.
Well, I mean, judging by the businesses that have opened up in America that are making money, I am right on that one.
But when we're talking about people in their 50s that have worked in an office filing paperwork, and from when they started it was all on cards, and they've now seen through computer into digitization into the cloud, to then go office administration no longer exists, go and retrain for something, and they're hitting their 60s and they've still got 15 years to work. It's a struggle to see where they're going to.
I don't know what to tell you. Maybe look at your industry a bit better. I've been worried about my industry being automated since I got into it, which is why I've constantly moved into different things, i.e. change management, business analyst, projects, because I knew if I'd stayed in an accountant, which is what I was trained to do, I would have lost my job to fucking some sort of automation very soon.
Yeah, you're just running away from the problem rather than there is a problem.
I'm moving to a industry which hopefully would never be able to be automated by moving into football coaching. I've made that's not been free or cheap to me. I've made that option because I went, probably what I'm doing could actually go automated and I could lose my job.
Yeah.
So
yeah, once they write an algorithm,
people aren't completely like helpless to what's going on. If you keep your eye and fucking look at things, but there are people who just go, this job's probably always going to be here, so I'll just stay in it.
There's certain jobs that will change slightly. See, when you look at do you not
think there's other industries that could appear?
See, there is, but it'll not be enough to keep people in work until they're 75. Right. See the job of a healthcare professional, right? If they can find a robot to carry out the surgery that they don't need to train up for 6 to 10 years and pay an exorbitant amount of money to open somebody up and do a heart operation, right?
Yep.
And the instances of success, the chance of success goes up and more people survive the surgery. They're going to use the robot, aren't they?
Yeah, don't do that though.
Why?
What? Because we don't want life expectancy to keep rising.
But
this isn't a permanent ride. This is a ride that needs to end.
But what the job will then be there'll still need to be somebody there to provide empathy for the shock and the trauma of the operation after
afterwards. Yep.
So that job will change slightly, but it'll go from a 6-figure job to a very much lower paid job.
So in that scenario, what happens when so is this a robot doing the surgery?
Yeah.
What happens when the robot breaks?
Another robot fixes it.
Is that what you're thinking? Not somebody would need to be able to repair it? Because what if...
We're talking about a world where if a machine breaks, a machine comes and takes it away to another machine, and that machine fixes it. And
I mean, the machines we're already seeing moving around topple over a lot. I don't think...
watching any of that Boston Analytics bullshit?
Yeah, but hundreds... But then that's showing you one of like 1,000 clips that they've done.
Do you ever happen to catch...
over?
What's that guy's name that his face is a meme? Greg Wallace has a series on BBC called Inside the Factory. And he goes inside like food factories all around Britain. And he was in one, I don't know if it was Sainsbury's or Tesco's or something, talking about how they load up products onto vans. And that warehouse used to employ hundreds of people, and it's now just carts on trolleys just whizzing round a big thing, and they can fill the trolleys up within a millimetre of space for the most efficient way, and there's 3 guys there just watching a screen and just stopping if something goes wrong. When that used to be, alright, it would have been low paying jobs, but it was hours of work, hundreds of hours of work a week of people putting stuff in. And okay, it's not a great job to have somebody just going, the only reason you're here is to just cart this from here to here, but it's something, and it keeps the economy going. Because if all of a sudden that breaks down, it just unravels. It just completely unravels the whole of society.
Right. Let's think about
I think what you're talking about, there's a bigger impact on what's already happened with all the car factories, paper factories, coal mine factories all shutting down at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's already happened. It's already been worse. There'll be something new. There just will be. Like,
I'm not trying to argue with you wrong about that. It's just...
Yeah, there will be new jobs. There'll just be a lot less of them.
But also, there'll be the workforce. Even if there is new jobs to replace the jobs that are going, by extending your working life for 15 years, you're expanding the workforce at the same time as the jobs are maybe replacing, maybe it increases a little bit. I think it probably
see, just
shrinks.
now, you're looking at a 73-year-old couple going to the job centre and having to fill in diaries for the jobs that they've applied for in order to receive an unemployment benefit.
Yeah.
Instead of a pension and the retirement.
Yeah, the free BBC licence going to be the least of the worries.
And you know what? It's happening here. It's not happening in Holland. It's not happening in France, Spain, China. It's happening here.
China's a bad example, so I can't jump on that. But Holland, France, and that's population is not rising at the same rate as ours in America, percentage-wise.
Scotland's population's going down.
Scotland's might be, but we're part of a bigger thing.
Briefly.
We're going up. We've went up like 25 million in the last 30 years.
The
UK.
We would need to check that.
Don't know.
It's something ridiculous where you go, that can't be right.
Well, let's check if it is right. You check just population rise in the UK since 19...
Go to 1984, the 2 years before I was born.
So 25. What we saying the population is now? 65?
67 or something.
67.5 million.
Okay. Population in the UK in 1980. Or the year John was born. 1974.
I feel like it's like a big, like 17 to 25. Like,
in 1985, it was 56.5 million.
Still fucking... So it's only 10.5 million it's risen by.
Yeah, it's not...
Well, I mean, in my lifetime, there's 10.5 million more people in this island.
Are you fucking joking, John? Space everywhere. See this fucking idea that we're full?
But there's not jobs. That's what we're talking about. If it needs to be on a job basis, then that's the... I've said this for ages, that fucking...
We need to go back to an agricultural society where we grow our own food.
In 10 years' time, it's predicted to be 70.2 million.
So another 5 added, another 4.5.
Wait, no, that's very London-centric based figures there.
Yeah.
The population of Scotland stayed the same or went slightly lower, if anything.
and
aging rapidly.
Yeah. And out of work.
Yeah. I feel like there was a time when we should have stopped populating, but now we're probably too dependent on it to happen.
I think Scotland as a nation's fine. We've got plenty of resource.
We've not got enough people to protect us when the water thieves come.
Well, that will be our new jobs. We'll all be army. Frontline Scottish army.
I'll be coaching football. I'll be fine.
Coaching the army team.
Yeah.
For carrots.
I'm not trying to be aggressive against you. I just
sit back down, Gary.
It's not that far a leap to suggest that some sort of mechanism, screen-based mechanism, you could get the top 5 coaches in the world to teach every child in the world at the same time.
Yeah.
So why would you need an individual? So all theoretically your job would be is to be standing at the side in case something goes wrong.
Are you talking about these webinars like fucking Kevin Spacey teaches you to be an actor?
Yeah.
Basically like an iPad on wheels.
A CGI'd Johan Cruyff showing you how to do the turn.
That's been a thing for like 15 years and it has not had any impact whatsoever. America's used that since 2004 and it's not people still travel across the country to go to courses because it's just not the same.
Maybe women's team did alright, but didn't they?
What?
The women's team did alright.
No, what I'm saying is it's not deterring coaches from going to actual physical coaching.
Do you think well,
you don't. You just. It's like doing. It's like not going to uni but picking up the lecture notes from the online. You need to have been in the class and seen it.
That could be the way education goes as well.
They could have done that years ago with education. You can do that. You can not go to uni and do all the same classes online. People still want to go to uni, which baffles me in any fucking walk of life anyway. But
that's purely because people want a certificate that has a specific university name on it, isn't it? If you could go to St Andrews or Edinburgh or whatever and just do it sitting in your house.
See if you're a respected lecturer now.
If they put that online, it would dilute the brand, wouldn't it?
Yeah, unless they all did it.
That's what I'm saying. If you were a respected lecturer just now, you would stop doing what you're doing at your own uni and go on YouTube and get 4 million subscribers to your courses. And it wouldn't actually matter that you weren't an accredited university. You could be a respected lecturer who's fucking teaching you whatever that. If it's if it's Barack Obama running an actual political degree, you're going, hold on a minute, what do you mean it's no valid? The fucking former president has taught me politics.
The only good thing is that there'll never be a situation where AI can get 3 AIs together in a room and give each other their shitty opinions or by audio.
Yeah, that's true. Well, no, they could. They could definitely do this. Or we just agree that 70. See if you get an illness after 70 that's severe, don't get treated anymore.
Well, I did do the thing that was saying that the thing that's going to bring about assisted suicide will not be health; it'll be economic. That actually brings it above the line. People say there needs to be a case where you can apply and say, I'm so economically poor that I wish to apply
for a million times.
Assisted suicide.
See, the minute you're diagnosed with dementia, you should have the option there and then to go, I'm out.
Do you know what? I'm out. See us talking about this. See the very conversation of the Conservative Party trying to pay out less to people on pensions. The whole thing is fucking abhorrent.
Did I say last week about there's a freedom of information request put into the government about national insurance? Because the National Insurance Fund is separate from the government's accounts. So somebody put in a request to say the last 5 years, how much is in that account. And they had to write back to this person and say the government took a third of the National Insurance Fund to pay off national debt.
Right. Where'd the other 2/3 go?
It's sitting. It's being used and sitting, but it's the reason they need to make the pension higher is because they're spending their money and people's money that they've been putting in for years. They've just taken it, and there was no publicity about that. They just took it.
It is, the whole thing needs a root and branch reform. It's see the very idea. To go, do you know what, you need to be 75 in a country where, do you know what, I think we've got a comfortable life compared to other nations. Compared to other nations, we maybe get the rough end of the stick. But see if 71 as the life expectancy, to come out and say the majority of you people will never retire, you will die in work, is surely a message to go, that's maybe not for me. Maybe that mob over there aren't really rooting for me.
At the same time, I also think we have a serious issue with health, and maybe people don't deserve to be able to retire younger than that. A lot of those countries don't have a national health service.
Which ones don't?
Holland does. France has. I mean, a lot of them.
You're
pay
just
into
coming off with shit off the top of your head tonight.
No, Holland does.
You've gone. There's 20. Look, that's 2 facts there. 25 million more. No, it was roughly 10. 10 million was the population increase. Does Holland have universal healthcare?
I think it does.
Right. So you're saying these countries don't have universal healthcare?
No, I'm saying I don't think all of Europe does.
Yeah, some of them will maybe working a... The rest of Europe treats their fucking elderly better.
Yeah, but they maybe have better
right, and I'll see some of our elderly, I couldn't give a fucking rat's arse about them.
Or maybe it's just Europe. Maybe it's just if you're abroad, you have to pay for the hospital care when you're in there.
If you're not part of the European Union.
Oh, but it's worse if that's the case, but I was saying if you get admitted into hospital, you have to pay, so I'm assuming that's on an insurance-based system. Because I've had pals in hospital in Germany, I was in Spain, and we both had to pay.
Did you get it back through your insurance?
You don't have to pay the excess, so they deal with insurance.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, they took money and they put a bill for us, so I'm assuming, but that might just be for visitors.
Right, let's take...
Which we don't do though, so if you were visiting this country, you get free healthcare, no questions asked.
What about this point then, John?
Does it say, but find it now?
I found a list of countries that do have universal healthcare, and the Netherlands is not on it.
See the current drive for Westminster, Nigel Farage, Boris Johnson, Jacob Rees-Mogg, and a lot of people tied up in both the Labour Party and the Conservative Party is the drive to make the UK more like America. America is a fucking shit tip where you can't even get a filling without having to give over your kidney.
Or a kidney without having to sell your fillings.
See the
So you always go gold.
See the drive to get closer to America is a fucked up honking notion, and we should forget about it. But the closer we get to Brexit and the closer we get to no deal, that'll be it. It'll be too late. And the racist, the people that are continuing to argue the case for Brexit, that there is no argument, that they have nowhere to hide. It's only to make people in Jacob Rees-Mogg's community, hedge funds, the rich elites, it's only allow that one. See, this will not happen every year. There will not be an opportunity to make money off these trade deals every year. It's this generation of Tory, Labour, Westminster. It is a fucking cabal.
Yeah.
This has been a deal signed up behind everybody's back. And they played the race card and convinced people that it's an absolute horrible situation.
But my point was, people in the UK do not take care of themselves.
Your point is people eat fucking pizza, so fuck them all. I'm all right. I'm going to be a coach. This is a wider.
I meant more smokers, drinkers, bad diet. So there's a lot of money going into NHS that doesn't need to be spent.
Well, what if they said that there was less? See the money off a packet of cigarettes. See when people were at their absolute height of smoking and lung disease was through the fucking roof. The money that they were making off the duty, off the cigarettes. See if you paid £10 for a packet of cigarettes and £8 went to duty, £8 went in tax to the government, £2 went to the fag company.
But what does that not factor in? People who don't smoke who got second-hand lung cancer, which was a lot of people.
That duty
So it's not that one person's tax on cigarettes can fucking harm 4 people who all need lung fucking operations now.
See the money that they were see the money they were taking in duty, paid for the NHS 4 times. They were taking more. They were taking more in excise and duty than they were paying out in treatment.
That's not how budgets work, though.
Come
it's
on.
Not you spend one year, that's what you get the next year.
Well, see if I've paid all that money in duty and smoked 40 fags a day. I've paid for the fucking machine.
Well, the same way if you've worked in the same company for 40 years, you've paid your pension, but that doesn't seem to matter now either.
No, it doesn't matter now.
So that's what we're working with. That's what I'm saying. They're consistent with what we're working with.
I'm glad you're agreeing.
Yeah, I think the idea that somebody has paid in to national insurance and that money is sitting there waiting for them to use is a very dangerous idea that is quickly being. But
there's the other idea is that you can get everyone gets a breakdown of what they paid in tax and where it went to.
Yep.
30 quid of my tax last year went to armed forces, but we're spending hundreds of millions of pounds in armed forces. There's money going for somewhere that's not accounted for because we're not accumulating all that money off taxpayers.
Mm-hmm.
So there's been an extraordinary amount of money getting paid to one thing that nobody wants and skimming off the thing that everyone wants.
Uh-huh.
That's how they're doing it, because all these... Oh, I'm not going to say it. There's a politician in America that keeps saying regime change wars, and it's now become like a drinking game.
Regime change wars?
Yeah. She's running for the Democratic Party, Tulsi Gabbard.
Right.
And this is a big thing about how much money's been wasted because she's worked in the army.
Aye.
So she knows how much money's been wasted.
Aye.
And that's our big thing, is we need to get people away. And it's just that phrase is just now ingrained in my head. But now I know, because she's saying it's like fundamentally a bigger percentage than what they're saying they're spending on it.
I went to a public toilet today. Right?
Right. Did you have to pay 30p?
How many third party maintenance firms, how many members of a third party maintenance firm does it take to change a light bulb? There was 3 guys. Three guys in that toilet changing the light bulb a day.
Aye. And
there was a van, like a third party van, like not a council van, parked outside the toilet. And when I got into the toilet, there was 2 guys on the ladder and one watching them.
And that's the same for all our partnership schools and hospitals and everything. All these maintenance contracts, people are coining it in, because if you want a cartridge of printer paper, 3 guys have got to deliver it at 45 quid.
It's like factors extrapolated up, £60 a light bulb. It's fucking insane. Like the PFI on the schools and the government buildings. See that fucking Centre 1, the tax office up at East Kilbride? HMRC fucking built that office for hundreds and hundreds of people.
Yeah.
There was bars and fucking squash courts and everything. Tony Blair's government sold it to a fucking company, and then HMRC fucking leased it back.
Yeah.
Like they owned the building.
You know that
that's that move money, mate.
You know that this is not interesting at all, but I'm going to tell you anyway. My tax records aren't in Centre 1.
No.
For some reason, when McDonald's were my first employer, they recorded me in Bolton. So if I've ever got a problem with my tax, I have to go to the office in Bolton because Glasgow can't deal with me.
Can't deal with your power.
That's how angry I am about it. Do I get angry about something else?
I think this is the worst. Like, there's been so many fuck ups, but I think this is the worst. This is see everything that they're dropping now. This is the worst. It's an absolute smash and grab.
Yeah.
Jink, how bad do you think Europe's going to treat us?
Oh,
just take it to the base, like airport. Do you think we're going to have we'll have like a specific queue that just never be manned?
Yeah, like the UK
UK arrivals. Cool. No, but there's nobody working.
But see, for the way John will only need to be here fucking working in the tourism industry because it'll be so cheap to come here. See the way it's reported, cheeky Europe have the temerity to charge £6 for a visa every time we choose to go. No, they're not choosing to do that. We're choosing to absolutely fuck ourselves.
Have you seen the thing recently about the Asda workers?
Yeah. And the new contract?
Yeah, so they've been told there's a new contract coming out. They're going to lose 8 days a week holiday take
8 days a week,
8 days a year holiday.
I was like, that's a lot.
Listen, see if MDs listen to this. I know people argue back and forth, right? We've talked about that. If you have a really, really good reason for Brexit,
I would love to hear it.
Just put it forward in a cohesive way and try and see if it's, well, they're unelected. God, well, I never elected Boris Johnson.
And we're not like, it's not like the usual online debate. You see, like, we're not going to be like, no, that's not right, because we if you've got a genuine reason that you believe, like, it'd be interesting to hear.
There must be one, but none. They'll not be compelling.
There is problems with it, but as far as I can tell, all the problems, we had all the vetoes in the world that we'd negotiated, that we could have made it change to any way we really wanted.
Yeah.
Anyway, as the workers, they're losing 8 days a year holiday. They're getting a pay cut and certain rights taken away from them. And basically, an email went around and said, if you don't sign this by the end of August, you'll be entered into 30 days termination of your contract.
Right. So I like hysteria, so I want to know the actual.
I think they refuted the contract.
Do you know what sometimes does happen? See the people that write up these contracts. People aren't people. I mean, Asda, Walmart, and a great company, I guess. People aren't always trying to fucking bend you over and fuck you up the arse. See, sometimes a contract will go out and they'll go, what the fuck is that bit you've put in there about fucking holiday? I'll have said, you get 20 days a year holiday, and they'll have went, no, that's a fucking American contract. Why have you sent an American contract to the UK? The UK get fucking 28 days a year, you fucking idiot. Why have you sent them Walmart's contracts? Because in America, you get a lot less holidays than here. It won't be somebody trying to fuck you. It'll be some idiot who's just fucking copy and pasted from the same lawyer on the same company. There's your new contract, and went, that says 20 days. No, we get 28 days here. Why are you fucking...
Do you think that's just
100% it'll be something completely innocent. And because the world we live in, somebody will have screenshotted it on Twitter and went, fucking taking 8 days holiday off me, and told me it needs to be returned. There'll be something happening in America legally that they have to get the contracts re-signed from people, and it'll probably be something to do with fucking GDPR or something fucking stupid that they have to get this done for.
John Walker arguing for the side of big business now.
And the side of bread's buttered.
The GMB unions say that that's not true, but
it'll have been a mistake and they'll now try to cover up.
Okay, hang on. Here we go.
What do you think as the scenario here is that all their superstores are shut down because people refuse to sign a contract?
Wait a minute. As the chief executive claims, staff are not being forced to sign new contracts.
If they don't like it, they can fuck right off.
Get the robots waiting.
As the CEO, Roger Burnley, states in a letter that new contracts
his name's Roger Burnley? Oh, I disagree. This is actually a conspiracy.
Letter states that new contracts were not being forced on staff, but the GMB unions say Asda workers have been given to the 2nd of November to sign or be sacked. New contract increases the flexibility of work, which includes mandatory work on holidays, unpaid work breaks, and insecurity over working hours.
So they're just getting the bank holidays taken off them and being told they need to work. They can take other holidays, but they're getting the actual mandatory 8 days off them. Which, see, by the way, if you've ever worked in an international shared service centre, that is fucking normal. You get Christmas Day, Boxing Day, and New Year's Day off.
But you know what you're starting to sound like, though, John?
No, see if Gary, see if Asda's open 363 days a year. Guess what needs to be there?
Mate, what we're pointing out is why the fuck does Asda need to be open 363 days a year?
Because I might want a donut at some point.
What do you know what to do? But that's you part of that whole... I want this immediately system. See if you really want a donut, get it with your big shop. Like, you have more than enough time.
You don't plan to buy Asda donuts.
See the people who go...
You don't deserve healthcare or a pension.
The people in the generation...
Donut eating bastard.
The people in the generation that goes, well, when I was young, I didn't have this and I didn't have that, so you should have to suffer too. You start to sound like that about going, well, jobs I've had, I didn't have that.
If you've ever worked into international shared service centre,
follow the line.
We should be trying to lift everybody up
at the niche reference there.
Aye.
If you've ever worked in an international shared service centre,
do you know why that is? It's because you can't have the holidays off because not every country has the UK bank holidays. It makes sense,
right?
But the point I was going to make is,
I can't believe that somebody made you believe that. It's
follow
okay.
the line. Follow the line. Employees we're refusing to give up on 8 days. Oh, well, we just need to make sure all our self-serve checkouts are turned on. And
right, let's
they can manage it all.
Right, let's have this for a world, right? Let's just say all the shops shut on a Sunday. Everybody's off Sunday. Hang about with your families, go and do what you like. Everybody's off on Sunday. Let's just say the supermarkets are up for 8 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock at night. See if when you go to a 24-hour supermarket now.
Oh, I don't have any.
All that it is people stocking the shelves and they've left the door open and then you go to the self-service.
Aye. As that Tesco closed now, locally.
My local
Asda
we've still got them open.
Oh, we shut 12 till 6.
Every single person there is stacking shelves and it's just self-serve or nothing.
Oh.
Aye, so see this idea that it's a 24-hour service, it's not.
Aye. Mine doesn't even open 24 hours now.
So fucking turn the lights off. You're shut. Don't have people thinking, see if you could get to a point where people worked normal hours. It doesn't have to be a 24-hour society. It doesn't have to be on all day, every day, forever. We're ramped up and told that everything should be available at all times. Our expectations should be met. Fucking shut everything on a Sunday. Take a fucking chill out. See if they do that, people stop going, I'm stressed out at work. I'm spending more quality time. I have time to de-stress. Everything becomes a lot more... I've lived in places where shops just didn't open on Sunday. Nothing fucking bad happened. And see all the shops that would argue saying, well, we would lose money. What would happen is people would either buy it on a Saturday or they would get it on a Monday.
Yeah.
This idea that everything has to be ramped up immediately is fucking killing us, man.
It doesn't have to be, but they're looking at it wrong.
What part?
I always preferred having the 8 days extra holiday to choose where I wanted it.
See those contracts. The majority of those contracts aren't going to be. They aren't going to commit to the worker. They're going to be to the benefit of Walmart. So, see somebody that normally works 35 hours a week for Asda, all that they'll be committed to working is a 17-hour contract or a 0 hours contract.
And they'll say, don't worry, we've got no plans to do it. It's just the normal contract.
Aye, that's just what the normal contract is. Nobody fucking goes to an assessment day and an interview with Walmart, Tesco, a bank, with their own lawyer team to check the contract. It's.
I mean, aye, but when you sign a works contract, you should have somebody look over it.
Nobody does that.
What?
1%. 1% of the country does that. I would imagine.
Right. Okay. I'm the 1% then.
Aye. Uh-huh.
Why the fuck would you sign something without reading it when it involves your pay and your working hours?
Right.
Most employers wouldn't give you the opportunity to take that away with you and read it.
Right.
Oh no, you get it sent out in the post.
We've spoken about this before, but it's worth reiterating here if you could check it. What qualifies you to be in the 1%? As it is normally.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean the 1%.
No, but
the wages.
No, see the amount of savings that qualifies you to be in the 1%.
Oh, it's millions.
It's fucking pennies. It's pennies, mate. See the money in the bank.
Right, I get what you mean.
The amount of savings.
Aye, oh fucking none of them.
So see this consumer cycle where people constantly have to spend every bit of their wage down to the very minute, keeps them in the position where they need to fucking sign contracts.
The median top 1% savings account holds just under 1.2 million.
Pennies.
This is why automation won't take over. If there's no money, nobody's there to spend.
And what I'm pushing you to in this quiet, measured tone is arm struggle.
Can we work for the army?
Workers of Walmart unite.
So, do you want to do any of the other 4 topics we have in the last 5 minutes?
No, read out the 4 topics.
Okay.
Right, just read them out, right?
Right. Okay, so topic A is rainbow hearse at Pride.
Okay.
Topic B is new Bond title.
Okay.
And topic C is Greta Thunberg.
Okay.
And topic D is John's banhammer.
Right. Let's say goodbye and we'll do all of them in the Patreon.
Bye.